Hi everyone, just going to give you some pointers here on using the external style sheets. Using external is far better if you're making multi-page sites than doing your internal styles, because on one style sheet you can control infinite number of HTML files. So on your first page there's a link here for a one-page reading that's going to go into a little more detail and explain the difference. I do want you to go read that. This video I'm going to concentrate on the technical side of it. You're going to start basically by typing this in to a new file in Notepad++. I have done that already. I haven't saved it yet because I want to go through saving it with you. But you can see here there are no HTML tags. All I've done is I've taken out what you were putting in the style portion of the header, and I've put it in its own page. If you change the language to CSS, you will see that it comes up with some standard coloring. If you do that, it makes it easier to see your errors. For example, if you had a semicolon there, you could see that on this next line your style is a different color, so it should tell you, give you that visual clue that you've got an error in there. Or if you forget, let's say you forgot the semicolon at the end, again then the next line changes color. So that's where you get your visual clues from. Now to save this, we're going to do a file save as, and I've got to dig out my public HTML that I use for this particular class, so I've got to dig deep for that. So here in IT Essentials I've got my public HTML, and I don't have a CSS folder. Hopefully you do, but I'll make mine right now. And in that CSS folder I want to make my images folder that I would need, and I also want to make a styles folder. Now this file, because I changed my language to CSS, it is automatically going to save it here as a .css file, which is perfect. That is what I want. But I need to put it in the styles folder, and we're going to call it Buzz because it is for the first one here. Okay, so I've saved that. You can see here as buzz.css. Okay, the next piece is I've given you two .html pages here that basically what you need to do is download, and then we're going to put in this line of code here that tells it go get the buzz.css page and use those styles to manage this page. So to save these, I can right click and save link as, and then I want to put it in, I'm in my web design public HTML here, so I need to go into IT Essentials, public, into my CSS. It has a name of CSS_starbuzz. It's an HTML. I want to save it right in the CSS folder, not in the styles, but in the CSS folder. I'm going to do the same with more starbuzz. Right click, save link as, make sure I'm in the right public HTML, and then save it. Now, because I named my file Buzz, like I told you guys to here, I can simply at this point copy this line. And what I need to do is go over to Notepad++. I need to open up those two files. So there are in my CSS folder, CSS starbuzz, and I also have more starbuzz. Okay, so now up at the top inside of the header where you were putting the style tag that had all the stuff that was over here on this page now, what we are going to do is paste in that line. So link type, this is an, after the equals, everything always goes in double quotes. All of this has to be here. This last part tells you this is the folder it's in my folder CSS. This is the file name. So all of that goes in there. so I put that in there, save that one. I need to go over to this one, and before the end head, I want to put in that same, and I need to save that one too. Now, when I move things to the web, online, I need to have, I'm going to open this up for a minute. In my public HTML, you have a folder called CSS. Inside of CSS, you should have an images and a styles folder now. To do this assignment and give me a link on your index, you're going to need to move these two files. Make sure you've got this folder and this file online in the right place. When I'm grading it, let me see if I can get to someone's in my my kids at school. Sorry guys, I would show you an assignment, but my web server at my high school went down this week, and my kids have been moving their files, and I don't know anyone's new URL yet, so I can't open it up, and I can't show you past work on my file server at this point. So that's how to do external styles, number one.